नमस्कार। मैं अनिल गुप्ता, राजकीय महाविद्यालय अजमेर के भौतिक विभाग से थर्ड ईयर साइंस मैथ्स फिजिक्स के फर्स्ट पेपर के व्याख्यान के लिए प्रस्तुत हूँ। आप देखिएगा, पिछले समय लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने डी ब्रॉगली हाइपोथेसिस की बात की थी और डी ब्रॉगली हाइपोथेसिस में डी ब्रॉगली जो फ्रेंच साइंटिस्ट हैं, उन्होंने किस प्रकार से वेव पार्टिकल ड्वेल रिलेशन दिया, उस रिलेशन के आधार पर क्या कंसेप्ट निकलता है, उसकी विस्तृत रूप से समझने का प्रयास करते हैं। हम कहते हैं वेव पार्टिकल ड्वेल नेचर क्या है। सो नाउ लेट अस मूव फॉर द बेसिक कंसेप्ट. What is meant by a particle? We generally define it as entity possessing definite position, size, mass, velocity, energy, etc. And the motion is described by Newton's laws of motion. It must remain a state of uniform motion or state of rest until and unless there is no external force applied on it. Newton's first law, Newton's law of inertia. It should accelerate under the influence of a force field and move along a particular trajectory with a well-defined position and time. Thus, in nutshell, it is a picture of particle that we have acquired from our studies in physics so far. If there exists any entity which does not conform to this description of a particle, we should not call it as a particle. Now, let us learn the meaning of physics. Now, let us learn the meaning of wave. A wave is characterized its property of the periodicity in space and time. It possesses wavelength, amplitude, frequency, and propagate at a certain wave velocity. It can transport energy without transport of matter. It cannot be localized and extend in space. These are the basic ideas associated with the wave, and if we find anything which does not conform to all these ideas, we should not call this is a wave. So, having thus a conceptual, a particle and wave, our next step is fairly very easy. If there exists something in nature which has neither purely particle nor purely wave properties, but has properties of wave, but has property of both, that is mass, momentum, wavelength, amplitude, and is neither localized at a point or extend to infinity, we should call neither a particle nor a wave. For such description, or better name, we simply call it wave particle. The fact these are no particles, no wave in universe, but only wave particle of duality should not unduly bother you. It is the way nature work. It is the way nature work that we have to accept it. The definition of a wave and a particle are still very useful. To sum up, The concept of wave particle duality apply universally to all objects. However, since this duality involves Planck constant, which has a very small value, the effect is appreciable only in microscopic world, and as far as macroscopic world is concerned, our experience object obey all the classical laws of motion. So therefore, now you should realize that wave particle duality arises because of the finite value of h, finite value of Planck constant. In classical physics, it is assumed that h is 0, Planck constant is 0, therefore energy quanta do not exist. But it cannot explain wave particle duality. However, by now we have seen that there are compelling reasons to take energy in quantized form. There are several such reasons, that each quanta of energy is equals to h nu or in integral multiple. One last word on the concept of wave particle duality. Its acceptance is not merely a question of belief or faith. It is a question of experimental observation and accepting a model of explaining them. ऐसा नेचर में मिलता है हमको वेव पार्टिकल ड्यूअल कैरेक्टर को विचार करना पड़ेगा। अब इस कंसेप्ट के आधार पर, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वेव पार्टिकल ड्यूअलिटी, let us now have some conceptual problem. First conceptual problem, derive Bohr angular momentum quantization condition for the Bohr atom from de Broglie relations. Since de Broglie visualized that atomic electrons were confined waves and therefore produce a discrete energy waves pattern, then only those orbits would be allowed in which integral number of electron wavelength could fit the circumference. For example, one wavelength would fit the circumference of the lowest atomic energy orbit, and two or more electron wavelength would fit into higher orbits. Thus, in de Broglie wave of wavelength lambda fit a Bohr orbit of radius r. To satisfy stationary condition, we must have circumference, that is 2 pi r, must be n h. N is a integer number, h is Planck constant. So by using de Broglie relations, lambda is h by p, h upon mb, we get, and using this relation, we get mbr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. mbr is angular momentum, n is a integer number. Therefore, angular momentum of electron is quantized, which is the third postulate of Bohr. Second conceptual problem, determine wavelength of accelerated electrons. Suppose we have applied B potential to accelerate the electrons. Therefore, kinetic energy half mv square becomes EB. E is charge on electron. Therefore, velocity is equals to square root of 2EB by m. So we can determine the momentum. Now, the expression for wavelength, lambda is equals to h by p, h upon mb. Now, by substituting the parameters for electron, that is Planck constant, mass, charge, we have relations 1 to 12.27 upon root b angstrom. This is the formula which can be directly used in the numerical values. Now, accelerate electron by 10 kilovolt, determine the wavelength of accelerating electrons. So, by substituting 10 kilovolt means 10 की power 4 volt in this formula. So wavelength is equals to 12.27 by square root of 10 की power 4. 10 की power 4 square root comes out to 10 की power 2. So it becomes 0.1227 angstrom. Similarly, you should not confuse. You must have a clear-cut idea. This formula is derived only for electrons. If this wavelength for accelerated proton is to be used, then mass of proton is to be considered. So mass of proton is equals to 1.67 into 10 की power minus 27 kg. And when we substitute this value of mass, the wavelength comes out to be 0.286 by root b angstrom. So for the particle proton, for the determination of de Broglie wavelength, we have to use this formula. Another a conceptual problem: calculate the de Broglie wavelength and kinetic energy of electron which undergo first order Bragg reflection by the nickel crystal at an angle of 30, and the interatomic distancing is 2.15 angstrom. For the Bragg diffraction condition is equals to 2d sin theta is equals to n lambda. For the first order, n is 1, so 2d sin theta is equals to lambda. So we determine lambda wavelength and it comes out to be 2.15 angstrom. Kinetic energy of electron E is equals to p square by 2m, and by using de Broglie relation, this formula become h square upon 2m lambda square. So if we substitute the value, the energy comes out to 52 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. And if we are interested to determine it into electron volts, we have to divide it by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 for electron volt. So it comes out to be 32.5 electron volt. Thank you.